John Saul's Blackstone Chronicles, an adventure in terror.
5 years have passed since the dark figure moved among the citizens of Blackstone, distributing the gifts that brought madness and death. Each month had brought a new gift and a new tragedy. A doll, a woman's locket, then a cigarette lighter, a handkerchief, and an old-fashioned stereoscope. The public never learned the identity of the dark figure, but somehow everyone knew the old asylum was at the center of the tragedies. People got on with their lives. Oliver Metcalf, son of the last asylum keeper, married Rebecca Morrison. A year later, they had a son, who has since remained blissfully ignorant of the evil that has plagued his family. Now, the State Historical Society has renovated the asylum and plans to open it as a museum of psychiatric history. Malcolm Metcalf, the last superintendent of the asylum, was my father. The last time the old building was disturbed, my memories of him came alive and I became the dark figure. This time, I pray to God he will leave me and my family in peace.
Welcome back, Oliver. It's been almost 5 years.
Hello, Father. What do you want?
Look around, Oliver. Do you know where you are?
It's the old asylum, but it doesn't look like this anymore. It's all been changed.
You disobeyed me, Oliver. You never finished the task I set out for you.
I did more than I should have.
Nonsense. Your task was simple. You were to seek revenge on the families.
You've killed enough people, Father. Can't you leave me alone?
No. First, they took the asylum from me. Now they plan to turn it into a museum. They must be punished, Oliver, starting with that woman you married.
You should know better than that. I won't do it.
The son disobeys the father, eh? Perhaps I'll have better luck with your son.
Cheeky bastard.
Joshua,
Who are you?
Grandfather Malcolm.
I thought you were dead.
Oh, no. Come along with me, Joshua. I know some good games we can play.
Okay.
You see, Oliver, I mean to have my revenge. Perhaps you will see things my way before the night is through. I'm sure young Joshua will.
Boy, howdy. Yeah, so I don't think it's the stream, right? I think it is the game because I'm seeing it in the game myself. Now I did up it to the Pentium 200, but yeah, I can try to play around with things after the stream before the next one. See if I can improve it. Hopefully that's more just the FMVs and the actual gameplay will be fine, but we'll see. Yeah, worst case we need to go to the low res disc. Yeah. All right, how does the volume sounding? Okay, music sounding and voice. Dark, big fan of the. Who is your favorite so far? Joshua, the kid was the best actor. Volume is good, thank you. Asana. We do have panning on. We'll see how that goes. Let's get an initial save in here. Okay. All right, so we have our regular center cursor. That'll be to move left, obviously straight, then left, and then right. Okay, so if it's glowing, that means it's a hot spot. Cool, and we have nothing in our inventory down there. Okay, we don't have the turn left, so that's like face left. Okay, or turn left, you know. Oh, we can look at the seats.
They're too soft. Promotes poor posture.
Wait a minute. That bit of that was read by Malcolm, the grandfather. I thought we were playing as aren't we playing as Oliver, the son? Who's it?
Do you really think you should be resting, Oliver?
Okay, so he's talking to us. Got it. Look at the woodwork.
They did a nice job with that.
Yes, I do think I should be resting, absolutely. Inspect the boxes.
Apparently they're not quite ready for opening day.
So opening day being the historical museum. This is probably going to be the same.
They're too soft. Promotes poor posture.
There's no way it doesn't look like there's a way to use subtitles of, unfortunately. Rhino?
Your grandfather was quite the hunter. I never cared for blood sports myself.
Nor did I. Look at the ropes.
Ugh, they're turning this place into a movie theater.
That was a pretty good thing of disgust there.
Ugh, they're turning this place into a movie theater.
Look at portrait.
Welcome back, Oliver.
What have you done with Josh? Wait, let's see. Does he read it, or do I need to read my own dialogue?
Where have you taken him, Father?
Oh, it's different.
He's in the secret room. You know where that is, don't you?
I do not. No.
I don't remember.
Part of you remembers. You must let that part come back.
But what about the other part? That part of me is gone forever.
I will never go back.
If you wish to rescue young Joshua, you must.
You will gain control of me again.
I never controlled you.
Oh boy.
You became the dark figure because you wanted to. You gave out the gifts because it was the right thing to do.
My God. So he was the dark figure. Wait, we as Oliver were the dark figure that was mentioned in the intro 5 years ago, creating all sorts of. It looked like deaths of people and people missing, people going missing, disappearances and such.
I haven't been in here for 5 years.
You remember, Oliver. You just don't want to admit it.
It's true. This isn't happening.
It's just a hallucination.
An interesting hypothesis. Incorrect, but interesting. I assure you I am quite real. And this is not a nightmare from which you will somehow awaken.
I already have.
Why can't you leave us alone?
I cannot do that, Oliver. A parent's responsibility to his child never ends, even in death.
Damn.
What are you talking about?
You have not been a good boy, Oliver. Not only have you chosen to abandon my life's work, you have also refused to seek revenge upon those who cut it short.
Damn. Oh, very nice, BDR. Hey. Very cool.
What does he have to do with it?
Someone must shoulder the family burden. If you refuse the task, then I must train young Joshua, just as I once trained you.
That wasn't training.
You tortured me.
Rubbish. I used pain as an appropriate motivational device, just as every parent does, except I was far more rational than most. I never hurt you in anger, Oliver. Not every father can say that.
But some can. Some can. Leave him alone.
Bring him back.
No. You must come and get him. I believe spending time in this building will remind you of how important our work is, and that it will help persuade you it must be finished. I want you to rediscover the part of you that is buried, Oliver. However, you have only until dawn. If you have not entered the secret room by daybreak, I will give up on you for good and begin to teach Joshua what it means to be born a Metcalf.
Oh no, this isn't a real-time game, is it? Oh God. I really hope it isn't. Alright. Let's write in our notes here. So we're going to need to find secret room with Josh by dawn. Or else it sounds like it's going to be game over.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed. And there was no response to that ultimatum that was delivered. Holy crap. Alright, so before we can go upstairs, let's turn left. Now, the manual did mention there were timed puzzles, but hopefully the game itself is not timed, because that would suck. Touch the screen. Yeah, it is a little herky-jerky. Blackstone Asylum, 1908. The Blackstone Asylum, Blackstone Historical Society. Okay, see you later, video. The Blackstone Hospital for the Mentally Ill was originally the palatial home of tycoon Charles Connolly. Constructed on the same massive scale as the American castles of Vanderbilt and Rockefeller, the mansion was converted to an asylum in 1925, 3 years before Connolly's death. For the next 34 years, the property was operated as a hospital for the insane. At its peak, more than 500 inmates and staff lived on the grounds. After the hospital's board of trustees voted to close it in 1959, the building stood empty for nearly 40 years until it was purchased by the Blackstone Historical Society for use as a museum of psychiatric history. What? Oh, thank you, soldier. I thought I did what the game said you shouldn't do, which is I alt-tabbed out. Okay. Basshole pointed that out a couple streams ago, and I fixed it then, but apparently this one is spelled right. Hopefully it doesn't take me back to the one that's misspelled. Craziness. Thank you, soldier. Appreciate it. Let me go back and see if it took or not. Alright, it's spelled right for now. I hope it doesn't bork up again. Alright, let's take a look at the mansion years. Charles Connolly imported craftsmen from all over the world to build his version of an English castle, which took more than 10 years to create. Perched on North Hill with a commanding view of the town of Blackstone, the main building was completed in 1908 and had more than 100 bedrooms, 60 bathrooms, and 45 fireplaces. Prior to World War I, the mansion was the weekend playground of the elite of Boston society. In the 1920s, however, as Connolly's health began to fail, the grounds and outbuildings fell into disrepair. An avid outdoorsman, Connolly situated his home on 1,520 acres of rolling hillside, forest, and farmland, where he and his guests went horseback riding and hunting. Trophies from Connolly's other big game safaris still hang in the entry hall. The asylum years. Not enough bathrooms. You gotta go. The mansion and grounds were ideally suited for an asylum. Because think about it, it's one thing, 60 bathrooms makes sense in an institution, but when it's just some guy's mansion, 60? Especially in the moral management era of psychiatric care, during which patients were encouraged to participate in a wide variety of activities, ranging from craftswork to farming and light manufacturing. Through the years, the original mansion underwent many modifications. Wings were added to hold patient wards, although private patients from wealthier families were still quartered in the spacious bedrooms on the second floor of the main building. Many of the staff lived on the grounds as well. The superintendent's cottage, the building just to the south of the main entrance, is still occupied today by the son of the last superintendent. That's me, Oliver Metcalf. Alright, let's go to the abandoned years. This building stood empty from 1959 to 1998. For most of that time, it was boarded up and in significant need of repair. A portion of the roof collapsed and the interior was heavily vandalized. In the early 1990s, a consortium of investors bought the mansion with the intent of demolishing it and building a shopping center. Demolition had hardly begun, however, when individuals associated with the project began suffering a bizarre series of accidents. Enthusiasm for the project waned. The building's fate was not determined until the mansion was declared a National Historic Landmark and was purchased by the Blackstone Historical Society for its present use as a museum. It belongs in a museum. And that brings us to the museum. The asylum years spanned the most exciting era in the history of psychiatric care, during which many amazing new techniques were developed to battle the age-old problem of mental illness. Through faithful reconstruction of patient rooms, common areas, and treatment rooms, our historians have captured the excitement of that time and the hope it represents for the future. Patient rooms are furnished with the actual belongings of the inmates who live there. Treatment rooms have original equipment in working order. Throughout, every effort has been made to authentically represent the daily workings of the Blackstone Asylum. I see. Look at photo.
It broke my heart how they let this place go to ruin.
Oh, is this comparing then and now?
It'll never be the way it was, Oliver. They destroyed it.
Never.
This is the way the entry hall looked before the Blackstone Historical Society purchased the asylum and began our restoration program.
I see.
The restoration of the entry hall is now complete, although other areas of the building still remain to be restored.
Uh-huh. What is this little thing here? A key? Oh, yeah, it's a case. Oh, the case, yeah.
I liked the place better the old way.
I like it the new way. Open the case. Ooh. But I can't take the photos? No. Still only looking at them.
It broke my heart how they
No
let
difference.
it. It'll never be the way it was, Oliver.
It can only be the way it's been. Look into the box.
Nothing in there.
Damn. Damn, that was my one hope. Alright, well, it's good to know we can open the case if we need to. Actually, are you sure I can't get that light bulb? The fluorescent? At least have to be on the lookout for what I can gank. No, I cannot get. Okay. In this case... Oh, that's just a screen, but that is the same as that one. Yeah. Alright. Turn left. Auto closes. So is this the front entrance? Go outside? Do we want to? Maybe. Look at the woodwork.
They did a nice job with that.
Ah, so he's willing to concede that the woodwork restoration was of an acceptable quality. Good to know. Are we allowed to go outside?
Leave now, Oliver, and your son will be mine forever. Is that what you want?
It is.
I didn't think so.
Clearly you were not listening, Father. It's all I've ever wanted. Look at the chairs.
The important thing was that they be too heavy for the inmates to lift. Fewer injuries that way.
I see. What about the benches? Couch?
I liked these couches because they were comfortable, yet didn't allow the patients to slouch.
Yeah, he seems to be a stickler for posture, that's for sure.
I've never understood how people can be so cruel to animals.
Agreed. Well, I'm glad we have our common ground. So there are these side doors, but they don't let me even look to go into them, which is strange. There's also some gate back there we can't go to. Okay, so I guess we're gonna go forward into the breach, dear friends. Oh. Oh, wait a minute. So if I turn right from here, can I look at that door on the side? Aha, I can. Okay, we already looked at the rhino. Enter the day room. Let's do it. Is this like the common area during the middle of the day?
It's bolted down. Less dangerous that way. The important thing was that they be too heavy for the...
Alright, So the same chair description.
I liked these couches because they were comfortable.
All right, so they're telling us not to look at couches or chairs again, I guess, suppose. Oh, we got another something or other.
This is a swivel knife used to slice leather. It is a myth that sharp objects had to be withheld from all patients. Some mental illnesses pose no threat to the patient or his fellow inmates.
Ouch. I bent down to pick something off the floor and I hit my head on the desk on the way out. Ouch.
The awl was used by inmates working on leather crafts.
Nasty-looking weapon, isn't it?
Take the knife. Was that sound effect for getting an item? Nice. Look at the
I
case.
always tried to keep the patients busy.
Hey, Ackerwoods. Hello, hello. Look at the awl.
A thin punch like that was perfect for making holes in leather.
Take it. Wow. Ooh, we have a knife and an awl. How about that? Touch the screen. All right, day room, Blackstone Historical Society. While many institutions lapsed into custodial care, Blackstone prided itself on following the principles of moral management established in the 1800s. Occupational therapy, recreation, religious events, and other activities that emulated life on the outside were designed to gradually enable the patient to return to normal society. Now, here are the results of these ideas. Nowhere are the results of these ideas more evident than here in the day room, which became the focus of many patients' lives. Here they played games and worked on their crafts. Some of the crafts' circles became so skillful that in time they became known as quality producers of goods. The leatherworking group became particularly famous, and a Blackstone belt is still a prized possession, and I will add, to this day. Occupational therapy. Occupational therapy was typically assigned along gender lines. The men worked in the fields or in the gardens. They did light manufacturing work and helped with the maintenance of the buildings and the hospital's mechanical equipment. Women typically worked as housekeepers, seamstresses, or in the kitchens. The kitchen that adjoins this room is not part of the museum exhibit area, as it is in active use for events held in the museum after hours, or at least will be. It is hoped that one of the other larger kitchens will be opened in Phase 2 of the museum's renovation, along with several of the patient wards. The daily schedule. Establishing a regular daily routine was regarded as key to patients' recoveries, because it created the framework in which they could begin to see themselves once again as normal people leading normal lives. Everyone arose at 6 o'clock. Inmates were required to make their own beds prior to breakfast. After breakfast, the doctors made their rounds, prescribing medicine or other treatments and activities. The remainder of the morning was given over to occupational therapy. The period after lunch was devoted to exercise, games, and other amusements. On most days, the evening meal was also followed by an organized entertainment, which usually took place here, in the day room. Not the night room. Waka waka. Bum, bum. Look at the artwork.
Restful art is part of the therapeutic process.
Agreed. Look at
We
painting.
encourage the violent inmates to take up painting. No art ever came of it, but it seemed to help calm them down.
Windows.
The inmates used to sit for hours at a time, just staring.
That was that part of the occupational therapy?
I liked these couches because restful art is part of the therapeutic process.
It seems like the music is louder, too loud relative to the voice. What do you guys think? Well, that's maybe because there's maybe some music going on here. Oh, it's taking me right into the kitchens? Anyway, what was over here, though? A birdhouse?
You may think these crafts trite, but they were very important to the patients.
Workbench.
Some inmates became quite skilled in metalwork, leather crafts, and wood carving.
Metallurgy, perhaps? Can I get some more tools? Gank the tools. Basket.
Basket weaving was quite popular, especially with the psychosurgery patients.
Psychosurgery, really? Pot.
Do you remember the pottery? You used to love to watch the wheels going round and round.
Who doesn't love a good pottery wheel? I challenge you not to like a pottery wheel. I kind of do want to see that blackboard, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to. What is this? A cabinet.
Actually, we did have to lock away some of the more destructive implements. A simple precaution.
Oh, of course, of course. Is this blood here? Open the cabinet.
They seem to have changed the lock.
Damn! Alright, so that looks like something we're gonna need to do, huh? Alright, open. I guess I'll put this in day room. Unlock cabinet. Okay. Table.
It's bolted down. Less dangerous that way. The important thing was...
Okay. He's droning on and on about that. Yeah. So if I go forward, is it just going to take me back to that other node at the middle of the room where we entered? Looking that way, yeah. Okay. Getting a feel for it. It might just be the music in this room. I'm going to wait to adjust the volume until we get into the next, past this music track. And then we'll reassess, reevaluate. Always BDR. ABF, always be feeling. Okay, so I think that was just, something else playing. Oh, well, you have music here too. Is this the meat locker? It's a freezer. Feel. Oh, yeah, see, always be feeling. What did I tell you? Feel the freezer.
Doesn't feel cold at all.
It feels hot, hot, hot when I'm in the room.
Doesn't budge.
Look at the box.
The kitchen has its own set of circuits.
Open the box. Oh, there's a busted fuse here.
That can't be working.
But it is working.
Looks fine to me.
Interesting. Okay. So I guess let's remove the bad fuse. But... Ooh, we have a broken fuse. Look at the fuse.
Lucky the whole place didn't burn down.
Am I, though? Well, be careful what you say, BDR. Dark was quite taken with Oliver's voice acting. And Malcolm legit had really good, especially in the intro, there was some pretty good line delivery, I must say.
A thin punch like that was perfect for making holes in leather.
It's interesting, though, like, Oliver doesn't make his own observations as much as he lets Malcolm make them for him, which is kind of strange. Agreed, Hosanna, agreed, yes.
Looks fine to me.
Okay, so we'll see if we fix the freezer or not. Let's take a look what else is around here. Ooh, we got a menu board, a chalkboard.
Our menus were meticulously planned by trained dietitians. I suspect the patients didn't appreciate the effort we put into keeping them on a healthy diet.
Unfortunate. Fire
It
extinguisher.
hasn't been recharged in years. The fire department will crucify them at final inspection.
Let's take it.
It's worthless, Oliver. It's deader than I am.
Waka waka. And look how valuable you are.
It's worthless.
Okay. Oh, we can't look at any of the cookery. Okay, back the way we came. Ooh, the range. The ovens.
These ovens could turn out over 1,000 meals a day.
1,000 meals. Actually, it shouldn't be more like 1,500. They had, because there were more than 500 people here at the peak. Hopefully they were serving 3 square meals a day.
The inmates did a surprising amount of the cooking. Therapeutic and cost-effective at the same time.
Prison labor. Nothing beats it. Or in this case, asylum labor. Matt.
Cuts down on injuries. Keeps people from slipping.
Always good. Clean up. Cabinet.
We kept ordinary supplies in there. I don't know what the new people plan to do.
Pan.
Only women did the cooking. The men would use the pans as weapons.
Yeah. Jeez.
Only women.
Okay. Oh wait, was that sink? No, cabinet. Okay. Open the cabinet. Oh, it's locked. Come on. Why do you need to lock basic supplies? Look at strobe.
You'd be surprised at the edge you can put on a knife with one of these.
Really? Don't mind if I try. Oh, wait. Sharpen the knife.
There. Much sharper now.
Hey! I mean, I'm not sure if that's it. Seems like we did something productive. I'll take it. Can we sharpen our awl as well, even though that's really just like a point? We cannot. Oh, but we can pick the lock on this latch.
It doesn't fit in there. Close,
Oh.
though.
Close, see? But no cigar. Open the latch. Ooh, oh! I wonder if that we could have done that when the without having sharpened it. Maybe it would have been too dull to do it beforehand. Boom! We have picked a cabinet lock. And have a wrench.
I wonder why they call them monkey wrenches.
Stop monkeying around and take the damn thing, Oliver. Anything else inside?
We kept ordinary supplies.
Okay, it just says the same thing. No, AA. Well, no, I don't want to load. I would, however, like to save. Yeah, Oliver's striking me as the sort of thing where we have a slightly adversarial relationship with as the protagonist. Look at the lobster pots.
Did you know lobsters used to be so plentiful and cheap that railroad workers ate them 3 meals a day? They got so sick of them they went on strike for the right not to be fed lobsters.
How about that? I bet you didn't know that. Look at the faucet.
We ran off our own wells. Purest water you could ever imagine.
Turn it on.
I thought I taught you better than to waste water.
We're going to use it in the lobster pot to cook ourselves up some lobster.
I thought I taught you better.
You did not teach me better, in fact.
We ran off our...
Okay, so same description, sink.
This was just for spot cleaning. The automatic dishwashers are around behind the freezer.
Ah, thank you for orienting us.
It's heavy.
What? What did he say, heavy?
It's heavy.
It's heavy. So now we definitely have to try to pick the other thing too, you know? The other cabinet.
Only women did the cooking.
Ladle.
Soup was always a questionable meal. It had a good chance of ending up on the walls. Oh, leave it be, Oliver. Stop fidgeting about.
I want the ladle. And these tongs.
An essential tool for handling boiling lobsters.
Hoo-hoo. I can get the tongues, though.
I wish I had a pair like this for my grill.
The guy that voices Oliver actually kind of sounds familiar. It's sort of like off-brand Kiefer Sutherland, sort of. Not really. There's someone else I'm thinking of. Maybe it'll come to me. Pans.
This was just for spot cleaning.
You're just for spot cleaning. You can't go back here?
The inmates did a surprising amount of the cooking.
Yeah, it doesn't look like we can go back there. Sacks? Sack of sets?
These ovens could turn out over 1,000 meals a day.
I can't open them up, though. Alright, so where is the... oh, the cabinet was in the day room, though. Right, okay. Alright, so kitchen. We need to... I guess we'll get the notes on the stream. I guess replace freezer fuse.
Doesn't budge. Doesn't feel cold at all.
Right, because it's not working. And we can even see it's melting. Alright. The thing that concerns or worries me most about the game is that we're going to hit a... I'm just going to miss an area to go. Just like navigating the nodes. You know, and... oh shoot. I wanted the cabinet. Yeah. We'll turn around. But anyway, I feel like that's going to be my downfall is... I'm going to miss some important area of some room just because I didn't know, oh, well, if you had turned there but then gone forward and then... You know, that kind of situation. So I think it was here, but then turn left. Okay, I did do the right click to speed it up. Just to see. Alright, so let's see if we can pick this with our all. No. No, I'm not getting any hotspot. Interesting. Wait a minute, there's no... Oh,
Actually, we did. They seem to have changed the lock.
Are you sure I can't use it? No. Most unfortunate. I do have tongs. And a wrench. And a busted fuse. Maybe I should take the working fuse as well. Because might be somewhere else we can use that. Alright, let's go straight ahead into this door.
Moose were so plentiful, I hardly see why shooting one was regarded as an accomplishment.
Alright, we have a
It's
chat.
locked.
What do you say? It's locked?
It's locked.
Oh, jeez, really? Well, start picking any locks you can. Damn. All right. Unlock. Actually, I guess technically this is the what do they call this? The main entrance, the hallway, entry hallway. I guess I'll call it. Unlock the chapel door. Yeah, so it's not. It's basically I don't know whether you'd call it a sequel, but it's a follow-up to the books.
I added those myself. The hall was too gloomy without them.
So basically, rather than adapting one of the novellas, it's, I guess, continuing on the story in some form or fashion. Okay. Which I was saying I thought was a great idea because if you're like me and you're not familiar with the series, it's all the same whether it's adapting an existing book or not. It doesn't really matter. But if you are familiar with the books, this offers you something new, right? This supplements the books rather than because the danger is you play the game, you're like, if it is a direct adaptation, you're like, that was just not as good as the book, right? Like here you can kind of take it more on its own terms. Buffalo wing flavored Cheez-Its, huh? Here's Malcolm, up close and personal. Doctor.
Yes, Oliver.
Okay, so no new dialogue despite having an all in our inventory. I can't believe he doesn't find that worthy of further comment.
What are you talking about?
You have not...
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Oh, they're very spooky, BPN. Very spooky indeed. Look at our father, our dead father, who talks to us through his portrait.
A rather good likeness, don't you think?
Oh, I do, Dad. I do indeed. Thank you. Well, when you're a superintendent of an insane asylum, BPN, you gotta come with the mustache game. Otherwise, what are you really doing? Are you really a superintendent at that point? All right, let's enter this office. Nice. Oh, we're gonna find some creepy woman over there.
I used to think my work would be known all over the world. Now that is up to you, or to Joshua.
Or perhaps both.
You remember this desk, Oliver. You used to play underneath it for hours.
Did I really? Oh, well, Scylla, I'm sorry under those circumstances. I'm sorry to hear that. Rufus has woken me up a couple nights in the last week. Yeah, one was about 1:30, but I was able to sleep like an hour later. But another time it was at like 3:30, and I could not go back to sleep. Oh wow, he had to go. All right, well at least it was for good reason then. Although Rufus was also good reason. To be fair, it was there was a thunderstorm going on. Ooh, knickknacks.
Those are gifts from colleagues all over the world. You missed out on a wonderful profession, Oliver.
Yes, I must have. What are these andorans?
Those came from the fireplace in the Great Hall at Berkeley Castle in England.
Music?
That is the score to my concerto for 2 clarinets. It was performed at Carnegie Hall by Jamie Scott and Victor Navourne.
He wrote his own concerto? Damn. I did, BPN, thank you. I made her some ube pancakes in the morning, and then Benji and I went out for soccer, and then we got her some treats and plants and such. Brought those home, and later she took him to his yoga class, and then we all met up for dinner. Yeah, it was nice. I hope you and everybody likewise.
Those are the anatomical drawings that accompanied the first article I ever had published.
Anatomical, eh?
Some of my Harvard classmates. Between us, we had 3 Nobel Prize nominations.
Did you get one of them?
That is Donatien Alphonse, my college roommate.
Wow. Must have had a very close relationship to have him hung up in your office.
Your mother died too soon, Oliver, but I no longer blame you and Mallory for her death.
But you did at one point. Wow, lovely. Okay, let's talk to our mom, Olivia. Wait, wow, so we were named after our mother because our name is Oliver. That's interesting.
She's not here, Oliver. She rarely came into the asylum and never formed a strong enough connection with anything to keep her spirit here.
Okay, I think the music is too loud. Hang on. Relative to the voice, at least. Alright, let's try that.
She's not here, Oliver. She rarely came into the asylum and never formed a strong enough connection with anything to keep her spirit here.
Oh, I would have thought they would have lived in the superintendent's cottage, which is like due south of here. That's interesting. Can I look at the bookshelf, or does this just take me to the door? No, just the door. Okay. Ooh, okay. Touch the screen. Your dad was tilling the garden rotator cuff surgery. Oh, so then you got to force him to let you till the garden, but then he started tilling it again even a month after the surgery? Damn. I don't get the nomination. Well, maybe it was his pre-psycho period, BDR. Pre-psycho period. Superintendent's office. The office of the superintendent functioned as both the research and the administrative center of the hospital. This room has been restored with the belongings of the last superintendent of the hospital, Dr. Malcolm Metcalf. A world-renowned therapist and research scientist, Dr. Metcalf's progressive techniques were responsible for cure rates that far exceeded the national average. Although his private research notes have been lost, the asylum's official patient records have been recovered and have been donated to the society by Oliver Metcalf, Dr. Metcalf's son. These records have been computerized and are available to serious researchers upon request to the museum curator. So that to me is actually interesting because, like, should the research notes, since he was technically under the employ of the asylum, should they belong to the asylum and not the son? Just saying. But maybe if the asylum went out of business, it didn't matter. Who knows? But they're assets that belong to the... I don't know. Why am I trying to figure that out? All right, Malcolm Metcalf. Born in 1914, Dr. Metcalf was a prodigy who's graduated from the Sorbonne at the age of 18 and from Harvard Medical School when he was just 23. His first paper, The Physiology of Psychosis, was published in 1938. He was among the first to insist that all mental illness has a physical cause, and he coined the memorable phrase, "To cure the mind, look first to the body." His subsequent groundbreaking study of the nervous system earned him the 1942 Lowell Cabot Award and a nomination for the Nobel Prize for Medicine. Eat it, BDR. He was nominated for the Nobel Prize after all. An accomplished amateur musician, he dedicated his Concerto for Two Clarinets to the memory of his musical idol, Johann Sebastian Bach. In 1949, he married Olivia Connolly, daughter of the asylum's founder. Their marriage came to a tragic end in 1952, when she died giving birth to his twin son and daughter. Oh, so that's... So he blamed us because she died at giving birth to us? Jeez. Okay. And apparently we have a twin sister. How about that? Then, 4 years later, his daughter was killed in a terrible... we did have a twin sister. Jesus, I'm learning... Every sentence I'm learning something new here. 4 years later, his daughter was killed in a terrible accident from which it is said that her father never recovered. Dr. Metcalf died in 1959. So it's probably that traumatic period between 52 and 59 where he perhaps entered his psycho period. We shall find out. The superintendent's role. The role of the superintendent was that of the stern, authoritarian, yet loving and concerned father. His duties were largely administrative, although Dr. Metcalf maintained a small private practice and never completely abandoned his research. The organizational tasks of running the hospital were staggering. Dr. Metcalf and his staff devised treatment plans, diets, and customized activity programs for each of the inmates. In addition, he personally supervised the building expansion and was an active fundraiser. Dr. Metcalf's reputation alone was sufficient to ensure a steady stream of well-to-do patients. In these years, when mental illness still bore a significant social stigma, wealthy families were more than willing to pay for the privacy and discretion for which Dr. Metcalf was known. Scholarly research. Qualified researchers may apply to Michael Sack, the curator of the museum, to gain access to the asylum patient records. Those who do so must sign an agreement stating that they will respect the privacy of the inmates and that under no circumstances will the name of any patient be published. Wow, really? You can just access them? If you're qualified. Upon approval of the application, a password will be issued and computer time will be assigned. So it sounds like we're going to have to get access to those records almost certainly. The museum gratefully acknowledges the families of inmates whose rooms are on display, both for the donation of their personal effects and for granting permission to reveal their identities. Okay, so let's see. Get password to access patient records. All right, so that's it for there. All right, so what do we have in this case now?
The elevator in the entry hall was used only by the superintendent and his special visitors. To ensure there was no unauthorized use, he had the operator's handle locked up in his office each night.
Oh. Ooh, so that was that gate we saw at the end by the stairwell. Interesting.
In any psychiatric hospital, controlling access is of paramount importance. Each worker had only those keys that allowed him to do his job. Only the superintendent had the master set of keys to every lock in the building.
I like. Please give it here.
There was a lot more to this place than they'll ever know.
Open it up. What? See, these things are not under lock and key? How are the keys not under lock and key? Just tell me that. We have the elevator handle and the key ring. Yeah, if I have to try every key, it might not be... be careful what you wish for, I suppose.
How could anyone remember what all these keys go to?
I can remember, Oliver. I can remember.
The families of prospective patients were always impressed by the grounds, by the building, and by the staff. But sometimes what impressed them most of all was that old-fashioned elevator and the uniformed operator.
Yeah, let's get another save here. Alright, oh, what was this? Was it the woodwork, perhaps? Something highlighted here. Oh, that was the menu. Okay, never mind. Alright, good, good. I can't believe we got the handle. That's great. Oh, and there's a computer back there, too. Great. Okay. So this was her mom, whom died at our birth.
She's not here, Oliver.
So you said. Grim coffee pot.
This is hardly the time for a pot of coffee.
Oh, if I'm going to be up all night trying to find my son Joshua, I would argue it's the perfect time for some coffee. Take the coffee pot. Ooh, okay. Can I pour the coffee as well? Oh, look at the coffee pot. Oh, small parts of other objects. MM.
M.M. Malcolm Metcalf?
So one might think. Look in the coffee.
Nothing in there.
So we can't pour it if there's nothing? Okay.
It's empty.
I see. Coffee cups.
What good are coffee cups without a pot to go with them?
Fancy you should ask. Doesn't look like we can put it back. I'm all in on the empty coffee pot. Look at the vase.
The vases belong to your mother.
Vase? I've heard vase and vase, but not vase.
That is Donatien Alphonse, my
Right. The Métion Alphonse. Oh, I can't click on that statue guy. That's too bad.
That was taken on your 3rd birthday. It's you and your sister Mallory. The day you were born was the most important day of my life.
Wait a minute, didn't she die in 52? So she died later that year that the photo was taken, our sister. Okay then. Yes.
You remember this day.
Yeah, we were running all about it. Okay, so that's gonna be the computer, which I'm guessing the patient records are, or? Yeah, probably. So would they actually have, like, would the museum actually have researchers coming here and using the museum exhibit to actually conduct the actual research? Ooh, do we have a note?
Password, Scooter. I sure hope they remove this before they open next week.
I don't. Scooter. Okay. Is that the password we needed? Maybe. Operate the computer. We know a thing or two about operating in our time. Welcome to the Blackstone Asylum Tracking Enforcement System. Please enter your password, 1 to 8 characters. Scooter. Please enter the first and last names of the patient whose records you would like to review. Do we know any patient names? Were we ever a patient? Oliver Metcalf. We were? Patient name, Oliver Metcalf. Next of kin contact. Oh my gosh, all of our records were sealed. Oh my god, we were a patient in this facility. Well, we were that black figure. Ooh, it's all making sense now. It's all falling into line here. So, next of kin contact, diagnosis upon admission, course of treatment, reason for discharge, comments. Any key to continue. Interesting. What about our mom? Was our mom also a patient? This name is not in the Blackstone Asylum Tracking Enforcement System. Please try again. How about our dad? That would be great if he were a patient in his own asylum. No. Okay. I don't think we know anybody yet. What's our sister's name? I must confess I do not know that. Anyway, I'll give out a Cedric because we did get the, we did find the password I wanted. So we can say office, and then the patient record password is Scooter. Look at the keyboard. We have a dictionary.
Webster's second unabridged, before they started corrupting the language.
Of course they did. Okay. Can you look at the photo again? Oh, no, I can't. Or at least not from this direction.
Louisa Hartwick. She was the leader of the women's volunteers here at the hospital.
What was her name?
Louisa Hartwick.
Hartwick.
She was the leader of the women's volunteers here at the hospital.
Leader of hospital volunteers. Andrew's on your desk? What's going on there? Alright, I think I'm gonna take a, like a... Let's do a characters, area here. Malcolm Metcalf. Superintendent. Father. We've got Oliver Metcalf, that's me. Olivia Metcalf. mother died at childbirth. Our childbirth. We need to get our sister's name now. Is it here? Or do we have to go to the touch screen?
That was taken on your 3rd birthday. It's you and your sister Mallory. The day you were born was the most important day of my life.
So we were born in 4/24/52? I thought we were born in 49. Hang on. Because that picture at 3 years old that they said was dated 1955. I want to get the sister's name again. Okay, so Olivia Connolly, actually, was our mom's name. And then, I'm trying to remember, was it Charles Connolly was the founder? I think his name might have been Charles. So he was the asylum founder. And then our granddad, I suppose. Oh, so they married in 49. Okay, then we were born in 52 with our sister, and then our sister... Oh, our sister died in 56. Okay, not 55. Got it. So... I'll call her sister for now. Sister Metcalf. Twin. Date of death. I guess 56. Age... Not 1056. Oh, thank you, Peter. Mallory. Just keep these names straight here. Oh, and Michael Sack is the museum curator. Okay. Ugh. Alright, I'm starting to fade, so maybe we'll do about another 15 minutes or so. Let's quickly... I do want to check out the computer one more time. Now that we have some of the full names. Surprised it was so easy, like the password was literally there. I was expecting that to be a bigger puzzle. Oh, I typed in the password. Oh, we don't have to retype the password each time? Okay. Surprising. Okay, so Olivia Connolly's not there. How about Mallory? As a child, was she institutionalized? She was not. Louisa Hartwick. Oh, I thought he was getting... I was fully prepared for there to be a scandal where our dad... took on a mistress who was a patient at the hospital. That would be all kinds of wrong in so many ways. Oh man, look at this. Michael Sack, the museum curator. There was a patient here. So his sister Carol McQuinn, Blackstone, New Hampshire. He was diagnosed with Tourette syndrome. Patient habitually shouted loud profanities in public. Course of treatment was relaxation therapy. Reason for discharge, 95% recovery. Mr. Sack has a unique, long-standing relationship with the hospital. He entered as a patient, was discharged, and now is the curator of the museum. But perhaps he has his own private agenda. Now the tables have turned. Ex-patient. Tourette's. Interesting. not positive his name is Charles, but okay. How do I not try again? How do I exit? There we go. Yeah, it's a very good 98 PC. I think the computer I had at 98 would have been I guess it must have been an IBM Aptiva. Or maybe it was like a year. Maybe I got that a year later or so. Yeah. Neat. All right. Oh, good. We can go from here to there. That's nice. Ah, an HP. Not to be confused with Packard Bell, I suppose. Ooh. So is this... Wait, if we turn left, it's our dad's photo, right? Okay. Or not photo, sorry. Portrait. All right, so that... We'll turn around to the left. This will, I assume, will just face right. Yeah. To go down the stairs. Oh, look. Can we... Ah, we can't look at these flags or banners. Chandelier.
The originals were Lalique crystal, probably too expensive to replace.
Understandable, if a bit regrettable. Alright, swing around to the left here. Man, I like how it like super dark. Oh, is this the elevator? Oh, it is. Now we have the handle to use this. Read the notice. Elevator handle to be stored in office each evening at 6 o'clock. Oh, well, you already have that. Thank you. So I guess let's install it. Attach handle to controls. Can we just hopefully leave it in there and we'll be good? All right, so we're on the first floor. So we can go to the basement or second floor. Although, yeah, I mean, I know back in the day, the first floor, usually the first floor was above the ground floor, so that makes sense to me. What I guess I'm surprised is that this says B and not G, so that's actually the basement. Interesting. All right, look at handle.
The families of prospective patients were always impressed by the grounds, by the building, and by the staff.
Oh, you said that before.
But
yeah, the interesting thing, BDR, is that our dad, Malcolm, even says he doesn't get the appeal and thinks it's cruelty to animals. So it's interesting. All right, I think I kind of want to go to the second floor before we do the basement. Although the basement could just be the ground floor, so it's just strange. Like, is there not a stop on the ground floor? Maybe it is the basement. So we can go left or right. Let's go left. Women's wing. Sure, why not? Let's enter. Oh, looks like there's a water stain there. Oh, that just goes back. Well, I suppose when it was like a new convention, there's only one way. People only learned it the one way, so I guess it wasn't confusing. It was only later it became confusing? I don't know. Can we not go into one of the 60 bathrooms that are located in this place? Huh. Wait a minute. So if I go left, does that enter the room? It does. Okay, cool. Oh man, teddy bear. Oh.
It's dark in here, Dad.
It'll be okay, Josh. You've got Freddy with you, right?
Yeah?
Okay, well hang on to it. He'll keep you company until I get there.
Okay.
How exactly are we communicating?
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello?
Who are you?
I'm Marilyn Wilson. This is my room. Or at least it is until I have my baby. I'm due any day now.
Okay, so congratulations. So Marilyn Wilson, I guess pregnant patient. Oh yeah, we should add Joshua Metcalf, our son, who's I don't know how we have some sort of telepathy going on here. Son, captive in secret room. Guess I should have looked at him as well. Congratulations.
I'm very happy for you.
Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.
Wow. So, I've definitely congratulated a lot of women over the years who were expecting. I never once had any of them say, "Oh, thank you. Talk to you later. Bye," and like just immediately end the conversation, right? Like, it might have been someone I didn't know very well, and it was like kind of a mere pleasantry in like a group setting. But they didn't just like shut me down right there. That was bad. That was something. Teddy bear.
The big one's Tommy, and the little one's Teresa. I snuggle them every night.
Do you? Man, can you imagine being a patient in an insane asylum and you're pregnant? Like it's gotta be tough.
Hands off, mister. He's mine.
Oh. Tommy and Teresa, was it Teresa or all mine?
That's little Teresa. After she's born, she'll sleep in the bassinet.
What?
Come on, leave her alone.
Is it possible this woman's not pregnant? I think it might be. After Teresa's born? Unless she's naming Teresa after the teddy bear. Oh, that's good. Hey, Vorpal. But you did enjoy it. Well, that's mostly what counts, right? Let's look at the bassinet.
That's for the baby. I can't wait until she's born.
Yeah, pretty much everyone in the game, except for Joshua, I think everyone is a ghost, yeah. In fact, we might even be a ghost. I haven't determined that yet, but I'm not ruling it out. But even our dad, who's most of the time when we look at something says things, is also dead. Yeah, perhaps, yeah, pregnant ghost, maybe.
That's for the baby. I can't wait until she's born.
Take the bassinet.
Oh, no you don't. That stays right here until Teresa comes.
Rock the cradle.
You know, I do that sometimes.
Do you? Will you do it now? Oh, good. Have you read? Did you read? Vorpal, have you read the Blackstone Chronicles novella? Or series of novellas?
You know, I do that sometimes.
No time like the present. Look at the drapes.
I keep them closed at night, just in case someone is watching from the woods.
Someone is always watching from the woods. Marilyn, act accordingly, and I suppose you have.
Hey, don't do that. It's cold enough in here already.
Yeah, this voice actress not quite on the level as Malcolm. I'll just say that though. Oh, nice. Okay, so you did read it. Nice.
I know they're ugly, but that doesn't mean you can just rip them down.
Yes, it does. Cut down the drapes. Damn, you can't. Okay. Oh, wallpaper.
Do you like it? I picked it out myself.
I'm afraid to inform you I do not care for your wallpaper, no. Most unfortunate, I know, but it is true. Marilyn Wilson was involuntarily committed by her parents when she began complaining of symptoms typical of pregnancy. She was not pregnant, I was right, but suffered instead from pseudocyesis, or false pregnancy, a psychosomatic disorder. Damn. So a falsely pregnant patient. Yeah, that whole bear thing with Teresa sort of tipped me off. Oh, I auto-minimized everything on my computer. Okay, there we go. Where are my notes now? Okay, chat. All right. After her admission, she became clinically depressed and eventually slipped into catatonia, a state in which the patient does not move and is oblivious to external stimulation. Damn. As was typical of patients from wealthier families, Her family spared no expense to decorate this private room in a style that would make her feel more secure and comfortable. Psychosomatic disorders arise when psychological stress adversely affects the body's functions. Sometimes the patient experiences the physical symptoms without ever becoming aware of the psychological state that gave rise to the dysfunction. In this case, doctors believe that Miss Wilson became traumatized with worry about a classmate involved in the Korean War, and believed that if she was pregnant, he would be discharged to come home and marry her, thereby ensuring his safety. Treatment for these disorders usually involve hydrotherapy and other relaxing therapies to relieve the underlying psychological stress. In Miss Wilson's case, this treatment plan was not effective. I guess never say never, right? I really have to know how to pronounce this. Pseudopsychosis? I'm going to look this up. I'm very curious now. It's from the ancient Greek pseudes, meaning false, and kaisis, meaning pregnancy. Is it pronounced that way, though? Wikipedia does not provide how do you pronounce pseudo? It might be kaisis, yeah.
Pseudopsychosis.
Oh, okay. Pseudopsychosis.
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 Pseudopsychosis. Someone's gonna do a remix with pseudopsychosis. All right. Pseudopsychosis is an illness that mimics the symptoms of pregnancy, including a swollen stomach, morning sickness, and even labor pains. Oh, damn. So she could even be presenting as pregnant, physically, even though not anatomically, but have the physical symptoms of pregnancy, even though she's not. Wow. False pregnancy most often occurs in young women who so desperately desire a child that their bodies respond accordingly, although no conception has actually taken place. Wow, that is wild. Women prone to pseudopsychosis are more insecure than the general population. They frequently display memory blanks and are inclined to exotic beliefs such as ESP or alien intelligence. The condition may disappear with therapy or degenerate into a severe depressive illness, which is what happened in this case. Oh, damn. Well, what are you implying there, BD? Are you suggesting it was more akin to waterboarding or something? All right, depression. Depression is an emotional state marked by prolonged sadness, inactivity, and the loss of the ability to enjoy life. It is more common in women than in men. Other symptoms include loss of appetite, sleep disturbances, apathy, morbid preoccupation with worthlessness, and suicidal tendencies. Patients are likely to complain of feelings of intense hopelessness and helplessness. Long regarded as a purely mental problem, it is now known that depression has its basis in chemical imbalances in the brain. Sadly, in the 1950s, antidepressant drugs had not yet been developed, and treatment options were limited. Cold showers, really. Catatonic schizophrenia is a severe disorder in which the patient neither moves nor talks. Her muscles become rigid, she remains in one posture, and she becomes completely withdrawn, ignoring all external stimuli. The patient may remain in the state for extended periods of time, requiring her to be involuntarily bathed and fed. Roughly 1/3 of patients suffering from this illness recover completely. Another third have occasional reoccurrences. The remaining deteriorate into chronic schizophrenia, many of them dying by suicide. Prognosis is worse for younger patients, especially those who lack a supporting network of family and friends. Yeah. Pretty sobering to read about this, huh?
Patients were allowed to keep personal possessions of special significance to them. This cigarette lighter was a gift of Marilyn Wilson's younger sister, Martha.
Martha? Wasn't Martha Wilson the name of the wife of Mr. Wilson from Dennis the Menace? Or am I making that up? Also, the cigarette lighter appears to have disappeared. That seems to be a red flag. Gifted by Martha Wilson. It was a cigarette lighter.
Patients were allowed to keep personal possessions of special significance to them. This cigarette lighter was a gift of Marilyn Wilson's younger sister, Martha.
Yeah, okay.
Doctors sometimes allowed patients to keep items that reinforced their fantasies. According to her medical records, Marilyn Wilson spent hour after hour absorbed in this book of baby names, even though she wasn't pregnant.
I've read it 100 times, but I've decided to name her Teresa. That's a good name for someone whose daddy is named Tommy.
Oh gosh, so that's the big bear too. Holy crap. Alright. Dad, Tommy. Phantom Baby Teresa. Can we take the book?
Sure, you can have it. No, wait. I'd like to look through it one more time.
I mean, she was spending hours with him. I'm surprised she was so easily able to give it up. Sure you want it?
Sure, you can have it. No, wait. I'd like to look through it one more time.
Yeah, I guess we're not gonna get that then. Since we just have a stand.
I don't have a clue what that is. Somebody must have moved it in here while I was sleeping.
Oh, tricky people. Are there any signs of foul play on the case?
I don't remember seeing that in here before.
Nor would you.
Hi. Thanks for coming to visit me. Have you seen my cigarette lighter?
I have not.
Why? Is yours missing?
Yes. It was a present from my sister. You'd recognize it right away. It's shaped like a really neat dragon. I'd be really grateful if you could find it for me.
Okay. So we do now, in fact, need to find it. Will do. Marilyn?
Tell me about the baby.
She'll be born real soon. I say she, although I really don't know yet. But I'm hoping for a girl.
So if it's a boy, will you name him, what are you going to name him? Instead of Teresa, it'll be like... Terry? Terry, perhaps?
Aren't you a little young to be having a baby?
Yeah, I know. My parents are furious. That's why they put me in here. But when Tommy gets back, we'll get married and then everything will be okay.
Wait, I thought you said... oh, Tommy's going to be the father of her baby now that it's her father, okay. Whew.
Is he any older than you?
Tommy Gardner. He's my fiancé. He'll be 19 in November.
Okay, I'm going to put fiancé in quotes. I don't know if that actually is was her actual fiancé. The exhibit did say that she was... or that he did go off to war, but I don't know if they were actually engaged.
Why isn't he around to help?
He's in Korea. That's his picture with his army buddies on the bulletin board.
Okay. Thank you.
Graduating from high school was the happiest day of my life. Why do they make you wear those things? They look so goofy.
Goofy is as Goofy does. Take the mortarboard.
Stealing from a pregnant woman? Some guy you are.
Pregnant girl. As if that makes it any better. Try on the mortarboard.
It'll never fit. Not in a million years.
Well, you don't know my hat size. Look at the photo.
That's me with my two sisters, Martha and Margaret. With me named Marilyn, that makes 3 M's. We call ourselves the Three Musketeers.
Oh, how original. I love it.
That's Tommy with his army buddies in Korea. Isn't he cute?
Not exactly my type.
That's Mom
Sorry.
and Dad. They're mad at me right now, but I think they'll change when they get to hold their new granddaughter.
Never.
They're a gag gift from my girlfriend. No baby's feet could be that small. Besides, they're blue, and I'm going to have a girl.
That's what you say now.
With all the money my parents are spending, you'd think they could spring for more than just one lamp.
Hey, be grateful for the lamp you have. At least you can see.
That's my favorite desk. My parents let me bring it here from my bedroom at home. I used to do all my homework on it.
Okay. Wallpaper.
Do you like it? I picked it out myself.
I do not. I don't care for floral patterns in wallpaper. Alright, then we have the crib and everything. Okay. Coffee pot. Hey, we have to get the missing cigarette lighter. Okay. Let's save here. Keeper for the animals, yeah. Marilyn Wilson's room. Alright, cool. Alright, so I think we're going to call it there for tonight just because I'm fading in quickly. And I have a long week of, some might say, of single parenting ahead of me, so I need to get rest. I hope to be back potentially tomorrow night. Depends on how tired I am, etc. Oh, good. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed, Vorpal. So apparently, yeah, folks were saying like each book is like, well, you probably remember, but in case you don't, something like 80 to 100 pages each of the books. So yeah, and they're released like a month apart. Oh no, not the intros. Let's do quit. Is there anything fun when you quit? Ooh, Fade to Black. That's nice. I did kind of like that. All right, let's shut down. So anyway, that's kind of it. I was actually curious whether that release pattern still happens with books nowadays. Because if so, I have not heard of it. Like novellas being released, and here you can actually, I guess, see the. Is this the Are these just any John Saul books, or are these specifically? Oh no! Okay, these are actually the Blackstone Chronicles. Nice. Those are the books themselves. But yeah, I'm curious whether they still release books that way today, like a month apart. Somehow it seems like almost kind of like an antiquated, like kind of like movie serials back in like the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Until like, I don't know, mid 40s, those sort of ran out. But oh, you read them at the library? Wow. Yeah, they're all quick reads. Nice. Cool. Well, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I'm just curious whether they still do that kind of thing. It kind of sounds sort of neat and adds a little bit of, suspense and so forth. You got to wait till the next edition is released, as it were, the next installment in the continuing story.